Team, anything is possible. Manchester City will tell you that story. England in their new red Nike away top, blue shorts. Uruguay in their home kit. Lee Dixon is the former England and Arsenal right back. Who do you think is going to thrive under the glare tonight?
Well, the spotlight is on every one of them. Sometimes these friendlies can fall short a little bit. But certainly tonight, every single one of them out there has got something to play for, and that's the thrill of this evening. Really looking forward to seeing a lot of the players on view, obviously the ones on the bench as well, just having a little go and just trying to get on that plane.
James Trafford, who had a good afternoon at Wembley on Sunday, fires that one out wide right to Tino Livramento, who will be hoping to combine with Noni Madueke. Did pick up an injury just before the Carabao Cup final on that left wrist, which is why it's heavily strapped tonight. This is Rashford. Jed Spence getting up high on that left-hand side and trying to test that Uruguay defence. Crosses in towards Phil Foden. It was punched away by Muslera. Comes back out to Livramento. Trying to get the better of Piqueres. It's touched out by Georgian Di Marischieta.
Nice start for England. Thomas will be pleased with that intensity straight from the kick-off.
He wants his team to win, but he wants to see connections, performances, to judge who will help the main group. 13, 15, probably cemented on the plane. He wants tourists. He wants players who can make an impact.
Huge night for Phil Foden, just coming into that position on the halfway line. He does everything he can to just get a position when there's a bit of grass around him. When he gets in that position, his turn is so quick.
This is what Maguire loves to do, drive forward with the ball. Back in the team for the first time in a long time. Marcelo Bielsa back on his bucket, back in England tonight, adored and loved and worshipped by Leeds fans. 44 months that they will never forget. It is never a smooth ride when he is in charge, and Uruguay have certainly found that out too. He may actually get more love from the Leeds fans that are inside the stadium rather than the 1900 Uruguay ones.
Coming off that defeat against the USA, he's under pressure, there's no doubt about that.
First free kick of the night is a Phil Foden free kick. Maguire is trying to cause trouble. Tomori is up there. Henderson nudges it towards Madueke, and it was just nicked away from him at the very last. Good defending. Super for Morocco.
Yeah, he had to as well, because he was just about to swing that left foot. Just gets himself in a really good position, but the defender just had the presence of mind to get his foot a little bit higher.
Set pieces is something that Thomas Tuchel has been talking about this week. Just about Harry Maguire's influence in attacking and defending dead balls. He did say Matt is trying to focus more on set pieces because he believes that they'll make the difference in the knockout stages of the World Cup. James Garner's first involvement is to deliver one. Harry Maguire got himself free there. Couldn't find the target with a header.
I think the set pieces might catch on, you know. Certainly been a theme, hasn't it, this season, when that's a good ball. It's right on the money, really. Anywhere around the edge of that 6-yard box or on top of the goalkeeper.
Well, 27% of all Premier League goals have come from corners, free kicks and throw-ins this season, more than any top league, and Thomas Tuchel said that it's not going to be the main part of our approach, but it's going to form part of it. Canobio dispossessed by Maguire. To get the ball forward to Canobio again. He's got support to his right from Aguirre. Picks it up now. This is Rodrigo Aguirre. Took a little deflection on the way through to Trafford.
Yeah, nice little break down this right-hand side. We've got some players down there, Valverde, Canobio. Barella as well likes to get forward. I do like that England kit, I have to say. I'm not a big fan of them playing in red at home, but it's a nice kit, isn't it?
Two nice kits actually released this week, and England fans I saw walking up Wembley Way earlier trying to get their hands on them. It's the first outing for it tonight, and I hope there's a lot More outings for both the kits during the course of the summer, a summer which they hope stretches from the beginning of June all the way to the end of July. England certainly looking to build on what was a promising qualification phase. Uruguay returning to action for the first time since that startling performance against the United States, where they were absolutely torn apart, and that sparked a bit of an inquest, and certainly tonight has the potential to be fascinating.
I've just seen Phil Foden coming 2 or 3 times really short, trying to get it off the centre back. I'm not so sure that's a great idea for him. He obviously wants the ball, he just keeps coming and coming. If he gets it 5 yards off Harry Maguire, I mean, he's got to turn, and then he's got everything ahead of him. Just like to see him in the space between the back line and the midfield players.
He wants to be central to things tonight, doesn't he? He's found himself very quickly on the periphery of things again at Manchester City after a bright start to the season.
Well, there's no doubt he's on trial tonight, like a lot of them. You know, if he has a really good game, Thomas Tuchel just has a little look at him tonight and thinks, you know what, he's the one, because they've got a number of number 10s hanging around trying to get a game, haven't they?
Federico Valverde has been paying in particular attention in the opening exchanges. He's been following around man-to-man pretty much. It's a foul by Maxi Rocco on Tino Livramento. Rashford, Solanke. Big opportunity for him tonight. Back heel by Ugarte. This is Varela, once of Manchester United. Flicked by Aguirre into Konobia. In good form at Fluminense. This is Ronald Araujo. It's a bit of an injury hit season at Barcelona. Valverde forward. Aguirre again, Valverde trying to squeeze it through, and it took a little deflection which almost put it into the path of Aris Gaeta. But Madueke is coming forward. Was he fouled by Valverde? Our German referee says no. There is VAR tonight. Valverde again, seen a lot of the ball in the opening exchanges.
Yeah, too much, I'd say. No one's really picking him up. He just wanders. He's on the left wing a minute ago. Just wanders over to this right-hand side. He's got kind of a free role to do what he wants. He's such a good player.
One in midfield by Ghana, and England are on the charge with Solanke now. Foden to his right. Solanke goes for goal. The deflection off Ronald Araujo takes it out for a corner.
Yeah, he's looked lively, Solanke. A couple of times he's been fighting for the ball, but he looks really keen, as you would expect, trying to get on that plane. But good little nutmegs there. He maybe should have had his shot a little bit earlier. As soon as the defender closes him down, he's always going to get blocked there. James Garner got another opportunity to stick it underneath the crossbar.
The role of understudy to Harry Kane is one of those that sparked huge debate. The top scoring Englishman in the Premier League isn't in the squad, but Dominic Solanke gets the nod and the opportunity to impress tonight, having spent half the season injured. It's Garner's delivery. Muslera was crowded out. It's back across the face of goal.
Yeah, that far post is where they're aiming. It's 2 now to that far post. Second head is the important one.
Solanke was just hanging out around the back. A wrestling match between Araujo and Maguire, not something you'd like to get in the middle of. This is Rashford. Dropping that out to Madueke. Livramento's gone outside him. Tomori. Rashford, Henderson into Solanke. Loose with the ball, it's spilled to halfway, but Garner gets it back to Maguire, immediately fires it forward. Solanke's put a good ball on to Madueke, who's facing up the defender. Wants to tease it, tries to get to the byline. Doesn't get the cross in, but he does win the corner.
They're asking for a foul.
Spakires has gone down.
Yeah, it's good play again from Solanke. Really good, fighting for the ball, but the little 1-2 and then out to that far side. He's going to be judged on how many goals, you know, and what the goal threat is, but certainly his link-up play. Look, just sneaking back on the pitch there.
It is a friendly, a preparation game, let's say that, for the World Cup.
The ref can't miss the opportunity to roll him off the pitch there, surely. Just give him a little push.
Just watch the right ankle here.
Yeah, just opened up the joint. You can see it just got trapped underneath Madueke's leg. That'll hurt a bit. Just depends. If he's got strappings on. I always used to play with 2 strappings on, even though I didn't need them.
I think they're going to make a change here straight away.
I mean, straight away the physio can normally come on and give it one tweak, and it looks pretty bad one. Yeah. That's where the ref let himself down there. He's just got to give him a little push back off again.
Well, the referee is the German Sven Jablonski. There is VAR and goal line technology tonight. No semi-automated offside. 8 substitutes are permitted each across just 3 windows. And there are 11 players, of course, that are not involved tonight for England that will rejoin tomorrow and then be part of the team that takes on Japan on Tuesday night. And there they all are, watching from on high. And the other contenders in the X Factor boot camp down closer to the pitch, ready to come on at a moment's notice and try and impress the judges. And there he is, Simon Cowell. Sorry, Thomas Tuchel. Who
I see what you did there.
Presses the big golden button at the end of May. We're bringing you live coverage of Soccer Aid as well this summer, which we're looking forward to. It's the 20th anniversary, Sunday the 31st of May. So much money has been raised so far by Soccer Aid and the charity for UNICEF. It's ITV1 and ITVX on Sunday the 31st of May. 121 million quid they've raised around the world for children. And we're bringing you coverage of that at the end of May. And we're looking forward to it. It's the West Ham's London Stadium.
Are you comms in on that? Or?
I am.
I thought you might be, that's why you plugged it. I obviously didn't get the invite.
Did you not? Dominic Solanke did get the invite tonight and is desperate to impress. And Jose Maria Jimenez, who has been playing for Diego Simeone at Atletico Madrid recently, is about to come on. He's going to take the place of Spakires, whose ankle injury actually looks a little bit serious, and he will hope that it is nothing more than a bit of a strain, but it did look serious. Jimenez has struggled a little bit with injury over the course of the season. He's been rotated a little bit more by Simeone over the course of the campaign because of those injuries that have taken their toll. He made his debut actually in the World Cup against England in Sao Paulo in June 2014. And those Uruguayan fans will be hoping that he can come on and make an impact tonight. 1,900, something like that, have made the journey or have been poured in from around Europe. And they're enjoying themselves so far.
Yeah, it doesn't look good down there, does it?
Not for Spakires, it doesn't. It looks all right in there.
Yeah.
By rolling himself back on the pitch, of course, it stopped the game from happening, which meant that we've got this rather extended stoppage, which the referee has had to deal with. He is going to be stretchered off eventually by the stretcher bearers. I was mentioning earlier on, I think he's probably more popular in Leeds than he is in Uruguay right now, Bielsa, because he is under a little bit of pressure. They absolutely love him in Leeds for taking them back to the Premier League, but he's been criticised of having an attack that doesn't score enough goals. There was a huge fallout at the Copa America with the players. Luis Suarez was amongst them, suggesting that they couldn't buy into his methods. Certainly that was an accusation that reared its head after the USA defeat. He's defended himself. He gave a press conference, actually, where he spoke for an hour and 45 minutes in defence of himself.
An hour and 45 minutes?
Yeah. He is Marcelo Bielsa. He does his things his own way. And he's made the change because of the injury to Piqueires. Jimenez is on. And he takes over the captain's armband straight away. And England now, having waited 5.5 minutes, can take the corner. Over the head of Maguire this time, over hit from Phil Foden.
Yeah, I think it was over hit because everyone was moving to that near post area. Obviously got the wrong page in the coaching book, that one.
It's good to see Fernando Muslera back in goal tonight. It's been 4 years since he last picked up a cap for Uruguay. They're going to turn 30, the goalkeeper, the day after their opener. England win it back high up. Rashford trying to forge a path to goal. Foden keeping it alive. Madueke. Taken over on that far side, loses the ball. Livramento.
I think he had a chance just to chop it back onto his left foot there, Rashford. There's a bit more space on his inside. Look at this team, this, you know, the trial that they're all on. They're not all on it. I think there's a few on that pitch, or one or two on that pitch at least, who are going to be going on the plane. But the rest of them, you know, the Solanke, Garner, obviously his debut. I think that it's a bit late for Trafford unless there's any injuries. Maguire's back in the frame. The two full-backs, obviously, there's issues with injuries at full-backs. I think Henderson will be on, based on his experience and just the togetherness of the squad and what he can bring, you know, sometimes in the, you know, not on the pitch.
Rivera going down with a shoulder injury after a whack from Madueke. That change that they've made Uruguay has precipitated a little bit of movement. Oliveira's gone out to left back, where he does actually play for his club Napoli. He created both of Napoli's goals in their home defeat to Chelsea back in January. Jimenez has gone in alongside Araujo, the heart of the defence. Oliveira. Ugarte dispossessed. Run back from Madueke, and then Solanke on the turn, the deflection takes it into the arms of Muslera. England pounced and reacted really well.
Yeah, James Garner, really good press. Madueke starts it, but just look at him. Straight in there, that's really good. In the past, sometimes England's press has been a little bit false because they're playing against lesser teams in qualification. And when the press has kind of won the ball back, it just looks a bit false because the quality of play is not good enough.
Good turn by Jade Spence. Trying to get past Varela, plays it in the end against the on-rushing Augustin Canobio. It's going to be another England corner kick.
Yeah, they look sharp when they're pressing the ball. It's really good. Great look turn, that is. Almost a David Ginola turn, that.
Well, he started 24 games at left-back for Tottenham this season, 2 at right-back, 4 at left wing-back and 2 at right wing-back for Spurs. He's playing left-back for England tonight, Jed Spence, but he is a versatile defender.
You know, that might get a few of them on the plane, you know, being able to play in different positions. Certainly James Garner's one of them.
Garner again under the goalkeeper who missed it. Henderson kept it alive, and that goes back out for another corner.
I think when Thomas Tuchel's putting his final squad together, that ability to play in different positions with the injuries that some of the players carry into come out of a season in, is really pivotal in whether you make that squad or not.
But a stop-start first 20 minutes. And England looking to maximise the set pieces here. Maguire again the target. Aims at the far post. He heads it back across the face of goal, but it goes all the way back to Foden, who's in an offside position.
Well, it's not been a thriller, but there's a few good signs.
Well, he is harnessing the Premier League trend in terms of set pieces, but he and his assistant Anthony Barry also trying to develop a style which is tailored specifically for North America in the summer heat. And you mentioned about the pressing. I think it probably means a reduced intensity compared to a physical Premier League inspired game that I think he wanted to play right at the very beginning. Swift ball recovery is certainly going to be part of it, though. It's good from Madueke, who almost then put himself in trouble again. Now Spence has the chance to escape. Challenged by Valverde. Canobio.
Just looking at Spence's position then, he was totally out of position as left back, but they won the ball back behind him and then fed it to him, and then he breaks to the halfway line. So that's a side of his game, you know, putting the cover on the centre back when the ball's on the other side. He tends to sort of stay out a little bit wide and high, which can be an issue if you've got somebody wide playing against you like this guy.
Canobio looking for the 1-2, not going to get there this time. Henderson is playing well for Brentford. Foden flick round the corner. And Livramento starts to move forward. Now Henderson.
So far from England, what we've not seen is any threat behind from long balls or channel balls. It's all been feet, and then going wide. That's something that they get some space in midfield, certainly from Phil Foden's point of view, just to put the ball down in the channels for Solanke or Rashford.
Madueke has come out towards this near side for a moment. Rashford just occupying the two centre halves. Solanke's peeled out into the right channel just for now. This is Maguire looking for a gap to run into. Now it's Madueke again.
He's got to go. James Garner makes a good run in the channel there. It's just got to go. He's just lift it over the top. Just stretch this back line. They're quite comfortable at the moment. Uruguay at the back.
As Emma was saying prior to the match, there's always going to be a different challenge tonight, taking on a Uruguay team that have had some good results. They beat Argentina in Buenos Aires in qualifying. The first time they've done that in 40 years. They beat Brazil. They have only scored 4 goals in their last 5 games. And the attack has been accused of being a little bit tepid. Darwin Núñez not playing regularly in the Saudi League. The days of Luis Suarez and Cavani are gone. This is Ghana. Maguire. He's giving the ball straight to Diarra. Maguire again. Now Foden picking the ball up deep. Looking for that link man, which was probably him, and Livramento coming off the touchline, just dispossessed by Maxio Rocco.
That's a foul, surely. No?
Canobio. Looking for Diarra. Well, there was only 1 or 2 half-hearted appeals. No free kick for England.
It's a foul for me. Just finding it quite difficult to find a red shirt at the moment in space, because Bielsa's teams play sort of dropped off and then they press when it goes around the halfway line. Normally man-to-man as best they can.
It's interesting, the England coaching staff a little bit unsure of exactly what type of Uruguay we're going to turn up tonight. They're an unpredictable team. Their tactics obviously formulated by what Thomas Tuchel called an extraordinary manager. England giving the ball away cheaply again, just allowing possession to return to Uruguay.
Well, it's a good position Solanke found himself coming to the ball, but then Harry Maguire absolutely thumped it at his feet. You might say, well, he needs to control it. He's about 10 yards off him. He's absolutely pinged it at him. So you've got to be a little bit of quality on the ball.
Muslera away. Maguire will meet that. It's a very good crowd in here again tonight to watch this England team. Harry Maguire making his first appearance in an England jersey since the 2-0 win over Ireland in September 2024. Mori ended up helping that on into the path of Canobio, and they've got a man over here, and it's Canobio to strike it. And maybe he should have used one of the options that were left and right of him.
Well, he used those options to engage the other two defenders because they had to back off 3v2. You just see it now, and they just don't want to commit themselves. So he's got room to get his shot away, and it's a poor one, just leaning back all over the place, balance-wise. But a chance for Uruguay just to put the pressure on.
He's scored in 3 of his last 4 games at Fluminense. It's been an impressive form at club level. He was a FIFA World Club Cup semi-finalist last year. And there's being punished for the foul eventually. We're trying to let as much go as possible. Well, we're nearly half an hour in, and we've had 67% possession for England, 3 shots, 1 on target. We're yet to have a Uruguayan shot on target, just that Canobio effort over the bar.
Well, this is what they do. They let the 2 centre-backs have it, don't really put an awful lot of pressure on, and then say, go on then, man-to-man behind that, where are you going to pass it? So far, it's been quite successful for Uruguay.
Henderson has found that away kick. Comes back to Henderson again. To Mori.
When teams are playing man-to-man in certain areas, the only way to break that down is a really brilliant, incisive pass, or a player going past another player. If you take a dribble on and you beat that player, then all of a sudden they're a man down. That's where gaps start to open up. They haven't done that quite enough, England, so far.
Fluminense just made a brilliant run, which wasn't spotted, and England went back towards the middle of the pitch. This is Maguire. Henderson. Rashford is on this near side, but Uruguay are back in shape and ready to pounce. It's good from Rashford. Brings Spence into play. Rashford took away a couple of defenders for Ghana to get the cross in. It's deep towards that far post. Solanke hung up there.
Yeah, good ball from Ghana. Good move. Nice little passing infield to Spence from Rashford just there. Just opens it all up. And Ghana really good. Out your feet. Cross into the box. Just can't quite get enough on it. Solanke. Yeah, they got caught then, the goalkeeper.
Muslera under pressure from Solanke, almost got caught. It was a lovely little bit of skill by the 39-year-old to take it away from Dominic Solanke.
He looks sharp, Rashford, as well when he gets the ball. He's not got an awful lot of the ball, and that's because they're not moving it quick enough, England.
10 goals and 13 assists in 39 appearances so far for Barcelona, who can sign him for just over 25 million quid. the end of the season. Manchester United think his value probably increased. He's skipping away here and causing problems for Varela, who we will know from the corridors of Carrington. Garner.
Cross it. Brilliant step over, gets half a yard, put it in the box.
Livramento was fouled. There's a lot of competition at Barcelona. Rafinha, Lamine Yamal, Ferran Torres, Dani Olmo. But he can be a real weapon at times.
Where's he?
Solanke trying to turn. Across comes Araujo. Foul by Solanke.
It's a good run as well. Just caught him sleeping. He was the one that was alive.
They were a little bit sleepy here, Uruguay.
Yeah, you can see the final defender at the top of the screen there. Just runs off the back of him. The rest of them were asleep. Just the first touch. And then clatters him after the ball goes. Ouch. It's always a sign when the crowd are playing the aeroplane game.
Tomori's header in the fold with England once again. Kayo Tomori. I think because of the number of defensive injuries that England actually have right now. Player who's been a regular fixture at AC Milan this season. Thomas Tuchel's always had him on the long list and has remained in regular contact with him. Speaks to him a lot. He is quick, he is athletic. 29 starts for AC Milan this season. Foden. Now England with a bit of room to operate in. Livramento's going to go on the outside of Madueke. He tried to get his shot away, and the referee suggesting that was as a result of two players coming together. Uruguay looking to pounce.
Did look a good tackle from here. They just caught him after the ball was blocked. England wanted to put it out of play.
And another delay. And you do hope that Noni Madueke isn't too hurt from this.
It's a good move as well. Yeah, he just clattered him after the tackle, didn't he? The ref got that right. It's just a coming together of two players committed to the ball.
Guerre coming back in at a real speed and knocking Madueke to the floor. Forward player without real care and attention.
Well, he did win the ball. And then his momentum banged into him.
Absolutely.
It was just a suggestion in your voice that you were trying to lead me somewhere.
Absolutely not. We probably do crave a little bit more entertainment from his team tonight. I know it's all about performances, it's all about trying to stand out, it's all about trying to get selected, but there hasn't been too much to write home about so far for Thomas Tuchel and his men. It is worth remembering that this is a very different England team to the one that competed in the qualifiers for the World Cup. They did win all 8 of those and didn't concede a goal. Haven't conceded a goal since that friendly against Senegal. They weren't always spectacular or dazzling during that campaign, but they did get better, I think, as the qualifying campaign went on. They were pretty good that night. We were in Belgrade. And they've got a really interesting game, actually, on Tuesday night. They take on Japan after they finish with Marcelo Bielsa. That's Tuesday night live on ITV from 7 o'clock. And interestingly, I was speaking to a Japanese journalist today, and he was telling me that they believe that this is probably the best team that Japan have ever had.
Wow. Well, that's good, because they need testing this lot, the whole squad. Obviously, there'll be a different team out on Tuesday night, but they definitely need to play this level of football leading up to the World Cup, because they've not done it in qualification at all.
It doesn't look like he's enjoying himself, Marcelo Bielsa, does he?
I've never seen him look like he's enjoying himself ever. It's just the way he is.
Well, 2 of the 4 previous meetings between these two nations have ended 0-0 at Wembley. Don't really want this one to finish that way. 10 minutes to go before half-time. Okay, back on his feet and back on the pitch. This is Canobio. Varela controls it. It's an England throw. Make of Jed Spence being in the squad. How far away is he from getting a place on the plane? There's obviously a lot of competition at left back now with Hall. Livramento can play there, and Nico O'Reilly, who did so well in the Carabao Cup final here just a few days ago. Yeah,
I think O'Reilly's high up there. I think Thomas Tuchel really likes him. Lewis Hall's I'm a fan of his, certainly. Jed Spence, I'm not sure yet. Really, I'm not sure. Obviously, we've got injury issues with James, who's the best right back, one of the best right backs in the world. But he's obviously got a long hamstring injury to get over from, and then will it heal and will it go again, and all those questions. So he's definitely in with a shout. I'm just not convinced yet.
Valverde. Skaeta, who is South American Footballer of the Year, beat Messi to that award. Maxi Araujo trying to get round the outside, and Livramento is there.
Thomas Tuchel likes Livramento as well. I know that for a fact.
Madueke is not okay. Just going off over on the far side to have a word with the physios and the doctor. Just wonder whether or not, concussion-wise, they're going to decide to make a change here, England.
Definitely doing something to his jaw and the side of his face. So
it's not the night where you want to be taken off early because of an injury. England are going to make a change there, first of the night, and Jared Bowen is going to replace him. And the first of a possible 8 subs for England, and the first of 3 windows that can be used. So England will now only be able to make changes at half-time, as will Uruguay, and 2 more windows in the second half where they'll be able to make their changes. Jared Bowen is on.
Normally 2 or 3 windows is enough, isn't it? But with 8 subs,
it's a big window.
You've got to work that one out, haven't you?
Bowen just goes like for like on that right-hand side of midfield. Jimenez looking for Maxi Araujo, who is controlled. It's Solanke to fight with Jimenez for the ball. Those two came together a couple of weeks ago when Atletico Madrid played Tottenham Hotspur.
Not seen one ball over the top of him. We haven't seen one down into the channel for a runner to run onto. It's all been feet, hitting the ball wide, slow build up. In order to create a bit of space in front of that back four, just turn them a bit, get them running towards their own goal a little bit.
Maguire. Back to James Trafford, who hasn't had to do much so far on his England debut. That's a giveaway by Spence. Varela pounces upon it. Skaeta. And he overplays the ball. It's been a bit like that so far.
Yeah, he's not happy with that. It's been a lack of quality, especially at the last third for Uruguay. Neat and tidy at times and not bad at pressing, but
crikey. England giving it away again, and Canobio is the beneficiary, and here's Fede Valverde. I think that started with a foul throw from Livramento over on the far side initially, and then England gave it away, but now Rashford is trying to lead them out of danger with a swashbuckling run up the pitch. He's still going. It's a brilliant delivery, and Solanke couldn't get on the end of it. It's a super run from Rashford, who outpaced and outmuscled his club mate Ronald Araujo.
Brilliant from Rashford. That's what we're talking about. Either put the ball behind or run behind. Absolutely electric pace. Took 3 or 4 of them on.
Bowen. Now to Mori. Thomas Tuchel wanted a little bit more from his team once they got into that promising position. That is what Marcus Rashford is capable of.
He did well. Solanke did well to keep up with him.
Here is Maguire driving forward. He's got Bowen out over on the far side. Tomori, Foden, Solanke, Foden, foul on him. Bit of Manchester on Manchester action. Manuel Ugarte on Phil Foden. It's a great run.
Yeah, this is a run down the outside. Look, 3 or 4 of them chasing him, but he's got the legs, and then the cross is pretty good. Look at Solanke. Can I get in the box? Doesn't quite get there quickly enough, but maybe he should have sprinted a bit earlier with that, just so he could keep up with play. Just trying to keep the space in the box for him to run into. Sorry?
The directness that you want.
Yeah, no, exactly. And that's the thing that breaks down tight defences that are going man-to-man.
James Garner with the delivery. Headed away by Rocco. There's a bit of wrestling going on the edge of the penalty area between Jimenez and Tomori.
A fair bit of injury time, isn't there?
I think Marcelo Bielsa's been keeping time though over on the far side, so he's definitely aware of the situation. It'll be interesting to see how many changes England make at half-time now. They've got 7 more outfield players on the bench tonight. Bowen. His way through, poke it beyond, and it might come to Jed Spence here. Solanke starts to motor into the middle of the penalty area, but Canovio making sure that it goes out on the near touchline. Garner. Maguire. Livramento, it's a bit better. Driving forward, he's got Solanke in front of him, Rashford a bit further out. Just got chopped as he tried to go past Canovio, lost the ball and then got a whack. It's going to be an England free kick.
Just kind of a second touch, just let him down, flicks it through the legs and then catches one.
Well, England and South American opposition don't always mix. England have won just 2 of their last 11 matches against South American nations. Brazil back in February 2013, Peru in May 2014. They're winless in 5 since that Peru win. And although they've had the bulk of possession, the majority of the shots on and off target, they've yet to seriously test Fernando Muslera.
Yeah, they haven't really created any really good chances, have they? Just not been quick enough with the ball around the outside.
Foden's delivery, flicked away by Jimenez.
That's got to go. Tomori's got to lift that right over the top. They're really high, Uruguay. The ball comes to him first time. Just lift it over the top, let a runner go into the other half.
It's been a bit frustrating so far. 7 added minutes at the end of the first half.
Time's the last tube.
Morocco. This is Manuel Ugarte.
Wembley's silent, isn't it?
Well, there hasn't been much to shout about.
No, absolutely.
Again, we probably should caveat that. It's a new team that hasn't played together before. Lots of players that haven't been in the England setup are desperate to try and make their mark. Not a lot of players that have played together in an England shirt regularly before. It might just mean that it's a bit of a disjointed performance. And he did say yesterday, you know, we might have to be patient. There's things he wants to see tonight that will inform him going forward. And it is all about showcase. It's all about trying to get a place on that plane. But it would be nice to see a bit more entertainment from the group.
I get the disjointed bit and it takes time and all that, but you can still come to the ball and spin in the hole behind. That anyone could do that. And we haven't seen that at all from any of the forwards, any of the midfield players. It's all been feet, feet, feet.
Henderson trying to drive them up the pitch. Rashford has probably been the most aggressive. Some of the Uruguay fans enjoying themselves down in the corner. Supporters now just trying to encourage their team along as we approach the break. Henderson looking a little bit worse for wear as he moves gingerly away from that challenge. Solanke. And again trying to poke it round to Rashford. Canobbio can't keep it in. The referee wanted some help from his linesman, but he didn't get it, and then just decided to give the throw into Uruguay.
Linesman wasn't having any of that, was he? Flag straight down. I'm not making a decision. That's the worst throw you've ever seen. It's a foul throw, isn't it? You've got to put it behind your head.
Valverde. Oliveira is on the overlap. Livramento goes across to him. Back to Fede Valverde of Real Madrid. Araujo pushing that into Rodrigo Aguirre's path. Spence, Garner. Garner's found Rashford. Chance to run for him now. Needs a runner either side. Plays it behind Phil Foden. Oliveira escaping, pushing the ball into the path of Canobbio. Canobbio. And again, he just got right underneath it. Yeah, he's had their two best chances.
And a couple now, hasn't he? Just look at Jed Spence's left wing. No one covering him when he goes forward. That's something that Thomas Tuchel will be having a look at. Gets onto that left foot, never really looked comfortable. There's too much space for a player to be in just by giving the ball away there.
Whose responsibility is that if he's gone?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, the two centre-backs are still there, so as soon as he goes, Harry Maguire's going to want Garner, anybody who's around him, just filling at left-back. Not a word was said.
Too many words been said inside Wembley Stadium tonight. It's a very sedate atmosphere for what has been a sedate game so far.
Might be a few words at half-time.
Well, no one really will be panicking too much about their place on that World Cup plane. Their golden tickets seem to be pretty secure right now. Again, you do also wonder about the pressure that is on the players to perform on a night like this, and against an awkward opponent. Cannobio to Varela, who's going to try and keep this in and stand the cross up. Trafford does well enough to punch it away. Made a good decision there, James Trafford.
Yeah, he was ready for that. You could see him just getting ready on the edge of his 6-yard box for that cross. He did well in the end, because it looked at one point like he was struggling a bit. Got 2 fists on it. You say about the pressure on the players, that's good. Put them under pressure. It's exactly how they should be, under pressure. You're playing for England, you've got to perform. So these lads have got an opportunity to try and force the issue with Thomas Tuchel, and there is a pressure with that. But you've got to embrace it as a player. That's got to be part of who you are.
Maguire. Now Rashford. Livramento. Oh, it might have been the ball there.
That's the ball.
Rashford. Well, on a night when it's as much about individual performances as it is about preparation, we're waiting for someone to step into the spotlight. Underway at the start of the second half. England in the red, Uruguay in their brand new kit of light blue, both in dark shorts this evening. Dominic Solanke putting pressure on Fernando Muslera, breaking a record today. Dominic Solanke making his first start for England, 8 years and 133 days since his debut against Brazil. That's the longest gap between debut and first start for England.
He's looked sharp, actually. I know Wrighty was pulling a few things out, which was great just to see him on the edge of the line. You know, the back line needed feeding, didn't get it, but making good runs. See, that's got to go over the top. As now, which should have gone first time to Solanke.
Good take by Bowen. The first time ball, which just unsettled Jimenez. It's an England throw.
Centre forwards, just when that ball goes to Maguire, first time ball over the top, you're always going to get a run on a defender because you're running along the line. It's just such a great ball to hit. Why more players don't do it?
Wharton coming into the England team, as Ian Wright has already pointed out, forward passes all the time, takes a risk with the ball, wants to get it into the creative players. He's been talking about that this week. Ghana. Who's part of a Crystal Palace team that are in the quarterfinals of a major European competition. Take on Fiorentina in the next couple of weeks. Maguire trying to bound forward from that central defensive position. Orton, Foden, chance for Bowen now. Livramento goes on the outside. Bowen keeps hold of it, being pursued here by Oliveira. Walton, bit of space, tries to chop back in, felt he was fouled, the referee hasn't given it. Tells him to get back to his feet. I can't believe it's not a foul.
Neither can I. just chopped it inside and then got chopped himself. Good bit of running off the ball as well from Wharton. Been in a great position for a free kick as well, right in the D.
Hasn't scored yet for Crystal Palace, Adam Wharton. The last goal that he scored was on his final appearance for Blackburn Rovers.
I don't think he's letting anybody down by not scoring, though, is he?
No, he's had a couple of good opportunities recently, though. He's cracked the woodwork a couple of times.
I think what he gives the team, as Ian was saying about that penetrating pass, that he doesn't mind taking a risk. Yeah, a lot more from him. And you lose because he doesn't score any goals.
This week, you've been told by Thomas Tuchel that he is competing in that area of the pitch with Henderson and with Anderson. Valverde, lovely ball. Turn and swivel and to find a Varela. Given away. Ugarte. Ouch. Just allowing Foden to escape, and then there was quite a...
Thomas Tuchel is not happy with that tackle at all.
It was Rocco, wasn't it?
Yeah. He's won the ball, but he's followed straight through. Just watch this. Ouch. That's a leg breaker. He's looking to get away with that. In the Premier League, he's going off there.
Well, we do have VAR tonight, and I wonder whether or not they might be considering taking action here, because watching from on high is Soren Storks. I don't think he needed to watch on high.
That's a terrible tackle. The aggression in that, endangering an opponent.
Let's have a look at it in full speed.
They give the ball away, and then I'll tell you what, he's lucky. He's lucky that I think he's just lifted his weight off that ankle. If that's on the ground, he's breaking his ankle there.
Well, the referee from Germany in conversation with his assistants and VAR, but it doesn't look as if they're going to take any action here. But certainly Phil Foden, the latest of the England players to have to go down. Still, Thomas Tuchel's absolutely furious. He's having a word with Bielsa, he's having a word with the fourth official. He knows how dangerous that challenge is. He said it's a red card, and I think it is.
In the Premier League, that's 100% a red card, and there's no reason why it shouldn't be, because it's a FIFA match.
I think the contact, and we'll have to see it again, but if the contact is above the ankle and the studs are up, usually that is the demarcation point for a red card. Just have a look here where the contact point is, and that's high.
It's halfway up his shin, and then he catches his ankle as well. The thing is, Foden knows that's coming as well, and he's not going to pull out. It's a terrible, terrible tackle. You might say, oh, it's okay, you got the ball. That's not okay, because the ferocity of it, endangering an opponent, it's a red card.
Well, Foden is up and moving, and the last thing he needs is an injury. He hasn't had as much football as he would like. He certainly doesn't want to be withdrawn here. But he's not moving particularly freely, and you can understand why.
Rojo's got away with one there.
It is a friendly, and not only has the referee got a responsibility to protect the players, but Marcelo Bielsa has to sort of take action there too. We've seen it in friendlies before where those situations have happened and someone's been withdrawn as a result of that rather than getting a red card. It was a silly tackle from Araujo. Foden allowed back on now. What it doesn't do is help the rhythm of the game.
No. Well, he's a lucky boy, Foden. Thankfully, he's not got a really bad injury there. I think, as I said, he just catches him on the shin and then he just lifts his weight off his ankle just before the real force hit his leg.
Well, Cole Palmer is getting ready to come on. He's been struggling with a groin injury himself over the course of the season. Thomas Tuchel actually suggesting this week that he saw him in the last few matches and he believes it's only in the last few weeks that his stride pattern is back to normal.
I'm still waiting for mine to arrive.
Yours hasn't been back to normal since that knee replacement. Here's Foden, looking to find his rhythm again and make an impact. And he's doing that. Just didn't have the finish after dancing through a knot of blue shirts.
That's what we're used to seeing with him, that close control. Really, really fluid runner with the ball at his feet.
I feel he knows he's on a real battlefront to try and get on that plane, possibly with Cole Palmer, who we've just seen.
He's limping now, just looking at him on that left foot. The ball keeps going to him now as well.
On the ball again here, looking to find an opening, hands it off to Rashford. Rashford just overran it slightly. Maxi Araujo came away with it. Then Valverde takes up the charge. He's got runners in front of him, including Aguirre. Oliveira, challenged by Adam Wharton.
Foden needs to get off. All he's doing now is causing more damage.
Guardiola will not be happy about that. He has not been in his plans. The man that suffers the most is Foden himself. Rodgers, Bellingham, Palmer, Eze all coveting that role in the number 10 position behind Harry Kane. Both those players, actually, Palmer and Foden, struggling a little bit to fit into things because, as Tuchel said, they've got far much more evidence of the team without those guys in it than they have with them. Well won by Solanke. Wharton charging through the gap. Bowen. Foden. Sweeps it out to Rashford. Jed Spence breaking his neck to get up on the outside. Rashford came into a thicket of players and lost the ball. That is the nature of the Uruguay team that Bielsa has put out there. Tenacious, they're happy to harass you and try and get around you as soon as you've got it. Palmer will be the latest to try and chance his arm. Foden coming off. Palmer, a popular replacement. And Solanke is off, and Dominic Calvert-Lewin is on. So Foden and Solanke off, Palmer and Dominic Solanke on. He has been waiting a long time to put on that jersey.
Yeah, I think lack of service for Solanke at times. He made some decent runs. He looked enthusiastic like you'd expect him to. His closing down was pretty good, but no real sniff in front of goal. Calvert-Lewin's chance.
Last England appearance for Dominic Calvert-Lewin was Euro 2020, July 2021, against Ukraine in Rome.
Well, we know where he likes to get all his goals, right in the middle of the goal. Doesn't wander very far from the in between the two posts. But whether we get that service tonight is another question.
There is concern about Phil Foden, who's gone straight down the tunnel. Palmer, first chance to show what he can do. Bit of room for him to run into as well. Spence. On the ball quite a lot tonight. Thomas Tuchel is very animated over on the far side. He and his assistant Anthony Barry getting very vocal.
I think he's with that run that Cole Palmer just made, ran into the grass in front of him, looking for a pass. And then it didn't come, so you just play it backwards or square. I think that at this stage, just take a chance. Keep dribbling with it, get to the edge of the box, and then something opens up, little 1-2. Just be a little bit adventurous.
And what is he waiting for? Is he waiting for somebody else to make a movement, or is he?
He's waiting for a good run. But the thing is, with playing against teams like this, they don't give you an awful lot of space. So when you get that space, run into it, and then it commits one of the defenders to you. As it closed down, there was nothing really on. But so take him on. Just have a gamble.
Uruguay getting men behind the ball as soon as England progress into their half. Rashford trying to get the ball into a dangerous zone, away by Araujo. Fizzed into Ghana by Maguire. But Lewin helping out by foraging backwards. Spence from Rashford and back to Spence again. It's Jed Spence. Comes into the path of Dominic Calvert-Lewin, who I think got in the way of Bowen and vice versa.
Yeah, I think he wanted that on his own. Jared Bowen just coming in from that right-hand side. But nice little play on that left-hand side with Spence and Rashford. They've done a couple of those link-ups that have worked.
It's good from Spence stealing in ahead of Canobia. And now Palmer into Calvert-Lewin. Back to Palmer again. Calvert-Lewin tried the little flick for Palmer, but although it squeezed through the legs of Araujo, it didn't reach Cole Palmer.
Yeah, things like that, Cole Palmer and Calvert-Lewin, he's expecting him just to be a little wall there, play a little 1-2 off Calvert-Lewin. Calvert-Lewin wants the ball down the side into the space for himself. So, because they don't play with each other all the time, they haven't done a lot of training together, just little things like that show up at tonight for sure.
Toes headed down. Ghana. This is Palmer. Now Livramento. So much possession of the football, but no penetration. 2 shots on target in the match. None of them really that have had the returning Uruguayan goalkeeper, Fernando Muslera, sweating. Harry Maguire says he prefers playing in a back 4 rather than a back 3. Shoveling that out to Jed Spence, who's trying to keep that alive. And the flag took a bit of a beating after the slide challenge from Canobia. Wharton. Rashford's coming off that left-hand side. This is James Garner of Everton. Threatening those European places. Rashford might be threatening the Uruguay goal here.
Just watching Calvert-Lewin, every time the midfield player gets the ball, he's always on the shoulder, he's always looking down the sides to get one round the corner, but really looking for him. They want it to feet, they're trying to bounce one off his feet, and he's not there. 2 or 3 times they've looked up and he's kind of, come on, play one down the side.
It's good that he is back in the England fold, really, after what has been a terrible time with injury. A couple of changes for Uruguay incoming. And we're going to see Federico Viñas, who replaces Aguirre. We're going to see the former Manchester United winger Facundo Pellistri coming on as well. Aguirre and Maxi Araujo off. Viñas and Facundo Pellistri on. Manchester United fans will remember him. His last appearance for Manchester United came at Wembley in the 2024 Community Shield. He's had a few injuries this season which has stopped him from playing at Panathinaikos, where he is now. Themselves yet to have a shot on target, and that's something that the Uruguayan press and public not too happy about. Rashford. Ghana might get there. Tied up by Oliveira. Fede Valverde. Walton trying to cause him problems. Varela. Inside for Novio. Viñas targeted, and Ghana gives away a free kick for a foul on Di Arrascaeta.
Close contact, he needed to get close to him because he was just going to open himself up for that right foot and maybe get a shot away. Just catches him on the ankle. It's a decent position as well for Uruguay.
Well, this is an opportunity for Uruguay to craft their first shot on target in the match, 66 minutes in. He's had very little to extend himself, James Trafford. Very good game here Sunday. The highlight, that triple save in the first half of the Carabao Cup final.
Yeah, he was good.
The man who was fouled, Gaeta, is lining up a free kick. He looks favourite, but he might not be the only one who's interested. It is Arrascaeta, and it is over the bar. We still await a first Uruguayan shot on target.
Yeah, that's poor. Just got to hit the target. It's easy said than done. Make the keeper work.
He did finish ahead of Lionel Messi, as I mentioned in the first half, to be crowned South American Footballer of the Year in December. Good season with Flamengo. Tomori. Livramento. Kicked him on the ankles rather blatantly.
I think he kicked him halfway up his calf. I just don't understand. What's this tackle all about? He made the effort to get there and then just gave all that effort away.
Palmer. Need a bit of magic from him, maybe a bit of craft to try and get the England fans up off their seats. Spence, 4 England changes incoming. That's going to be a free kick for a foul by Arrascaeta on Adam Wharton. come the substitutions, and it's all four of those that haven't quite yet got onto the pitch, the outfield players. You're going to see Harvey Barnes, who makes his second appearance after recently turning down the opportunity to play for Scotland. He's going to play for England, and he gets a big cheer. James Garner is the man he is replacing. Kobe Mainoo coming on, who's very popular. Rashford coming off here. And Jed Spence being replaced as well. And Lewis Hall coming on for him. And the final change is going to see Ben White come on. And that reaction was, I think, predictable. Ben White coming onto the pitch for the first time since being recalled. And the crowd not particularly happy about him being included. It is a controversial inclusion because of the reports of a bust-up in the camp in 2022. Thomas Tuchel spoke to him when he took the job. White indicated he would be happy to be called up. It didn't happen in the early part of Thomas Tuchel's tenure because other players nipped in ahead of him. He had injuries. He's nipped in now ahead of Trent Alexander-Arnold. They say he's going to explain why he left the camp in Qatar to the rest of his teammates who were there with him later this week, but he didn't want to talk about it publicly. Here is Palmer. And that's going to be a free kick, and it's a silly foul by Agate.
Yellow card.
Yellow card.
Gets there first, and that's always going to be a yellow card, even though the referee's not got his card out very often. Just going back to Ben White.
Yes, Thomas Tuchel said he didn't want to probe too deeply.
Oh, well, listen, in the game, the modern game, where we're sometimes looking at the game saying sometimes it can be a bit robotic and data-led, the game. It's played by human beings, and sometimes you make a mistake. So when he does explain it, you just take it for what it is, take it for what he says, and then you let him come back into the fold. I don't think there's anything wrong with giving somebody a second chance. It was a small section of the crowd, it wasn't all the crowd that were booing him.
Palmer's delivery, and Calvert-Lewin has missed a great opportunity 4 yards out. The best opportunity of the night, probably wouldn't have counted because of an offside flag, I think.
Yeah, I think he wouldn't have been offside. Absolutely no chance, but the flag went up.
The flag did go up, didn't it?
Brilliant ball in, pace on it, brilliant area, and he will not get an easier chance to score a goal for England.
Well, there might have been a foul there.
Yeah. But he finds himself in there and he just doesn't get enough on it. What a chance. He'll be hoping he was offside, but he wasn't.
No, but there was a flag, wasn't there? I wonder whether or not
been a foul
there was a
way,
foul just before that. Thomas Tuchel frustrated. Skater. Memento across. It's given it straight to Oliveira. Valverde. It's not friendly, is it?
No, it shouldn't be a friendly. There's no such thing as friendly, Sam, in my book. Kicked his one. It's not that bad, actually, was it? It just looked worse than it was. It wasn't as bad as the Foden one.
He's still not happy about it. Oh, with a misplaced pass, Morocco. On by Varela. Lewis Hall over on the far side. He's played really well for Newcastle United at times this season. A really good game in the first leg of the Champions League match with Barcelona. And Morton's just got involved in the middle of the pitch with Federico Valverde. Now the referee just incommunicado with the benches over on the far side. I'm pleased to report that sitting on that bench over on the far side is Phil Foden, which is good news. He's got ice on his leg, but hopefully it's nothing too serious for the Mancunian.
Be a bit sore tomorrow, I can tell you that.
Could have been a lot worse though, couldn't it?
Yeah, he's very, very lucky.
Arrascaeta. Little ball round the corner. Viñas. Deep towards the far post, and Trafford's command of his penalty area again.
Yeah. Really strong. Makes decisions early. The saves he made at the weekend that you're talking about, Sam, he came off his line so quick. I was sitting watching the game with David Seaman, and he said the key to that save was how quick he decided to come off his line. Sometimes you can just hesitate a little bit, but he didn't. He was straight out and made the 3 saves on the trot. Really, really good.
A little bit disappointed that he hasn't had as many appearances with Manchester City this season as he was expecting when he signed or re-signed for the club after his very impressive spell at Burnley. But when you sign Gianluigi Donnarumma, that's probably going to happen.
Yeah, I think no one was surprised as him when he went, Donnarumma, what are you signing? Straight after he signed.
Just over 80,000 tickets sold tonight. A few of those have gone for the exits already. It's another good ball out of his feet from Federico Valverde, finding Canobio. Oliveira joining the attack. Viñas waiting in the centre. The defending was from Jared Bowen.
Canobio's had a good game apart from his finishing, and he's always been available. He's linked play up. Number 14. The shooting's been terrible.
Cannot do it. He's had the best chance of the game. Going in alongside Maguire to play as centre-back. Not a role he's played very often this season for Arsenal. He's mainly playing at right-back when called upon.
He played a lot for Leeds in that position, didn't he, before his move?
Here is Canobio. Romento trying to hold him up. Gets the ball. Oliveira. This comes Palmer. Valverde. Uruguay have had a bit more of the ball the longer the half has gone on. Araujo. It's a good ball out to Varela. Deep one, which is dealt with by Livramento. Picked up by Valverde. Keeping Uruguay on the front foot here. Barnes went across. Newcastle connection with Hall and Barnes on that left-hand side now. It's very much billed as an audition tonight, a chance for players to shine. We haven't really had any standout performances. You wonder whether or not the experiments worked for Thomas Tuchel. Would he have found out tonight, I suppose, will be the question that is asked at the end.
I'm sure he'll have an answer. I think Garner did well in the first half. kind of looking round. Obviously, Rashford had his moments, but the team play was obviously, it was really disjointed. There wasn't any flow to the game. So that's always difficult to work out who's playing well and who's not. Solanke tried hard, his closing down was pretty good, but nobody stood out at all. Foden wasn't in the game enough.
It'll be interesting to see how he uses the next game, which is live on ITV, 7 p.m. on Tuesday night. Japan, the next opponents for England, ITV1 and STV. And the road to 2026 continues with our coverage of the impressive French front line. They take on Colombia on Sunday, 7:50 ITVX for that one. And Croatia against Brazil as well. That's Tuesday night, 12:45 a.m. ITV4 and ITVX. Some cracking goals we saw in that France-Brazil game the other night on ITVX. Given away by England and inviting pressure. Viñas. History outside him. This is Varela. Morton. Claim was that there was a foul there. The referee's allowed play on. They let a lot go. Palmer, who's been let go here by Ugarte, and he's burst into space. He's got support. Jared Bowen comes on the outside. It's an England corner.
Yeah, that's what Palmer's about, carrying the ball, playing it all around his ankles, but he got away from him. Surprised with Bowen's tried to cross there. He didn't really try and beat him or create a yard. He just hit it straight into his legs, but they've won a corner.
Thomas Tuchel has approached his tenure with trademark bluntness, maintaining very direct communication with his squad, even at the risk of friction sometimes. Doesn't mind upsetting one or two. He will call those that are left out. Luke Shaw, Ollie Watkins, Trent Alexander-Arnold. And he will explain to Gabriel afterwards what he thought of this performance. What he wants is a goal. Palmer trying to make that happen, and they have made that happen. Tucked in by Ben White at the far post. The returning, embraced by his teammates. His introduction might not have been popular with sections of the support, but he's popular with his teammates, and he's a lot more popular now. That's the breakthrough that England were after. Uruguay not happy, England just about are.
Well, they're not booing now. I thought it was a bit flat, the corner, didn't have too much height on it. And he just the near post that just gets the flick on, and then far post, Ben White just comes off the goalkeeper's hand and hits the post. Well, it doesn't actually. Ben White gets his foot on it just before the post, but they're asking for a foul, I think, on the edge of the box or the penalty spot.
Well, he thinks he's got his first international goal of Ben White with that touch, but VAR are looking at it, and the referee is looking at it. Thomas Tuchel delighted of the breakthrough, but he might yet not be satisfied. Jimenez talking to the referee from Germany, and this is why.
This is it. Calvert-Lewin, Jimenez, and it's that block there from Adam Wharton. He doesn't have to get out of his way, he steps into him. You just see it from that angle there. I mean, the referee cannot have a better view. It's 5 yards off it. He's leaned into him and blocked him, and that's what they're asking for.
Well, VAR is definitely checking it. VAR incommunicado with the referee, who hasn't made a decision yet, and certainly if he has, he hasn't communicated it. Sven Jablonski is the referee walking back to the centre. VAR check ongoing, but the goal is given, and England do have the lead.
I have to say, he steps in front of him. I think he makes the most of it, the defender, going to ground, and Ben White's got his goal at the far post. Definitely wasn't over the line before he got his toe on it.
Well, Ben White, who has been at the centre of controversy after being recalled to the England squad for the first time since the World Cup in 2022. It's his first appearance since a friendly in March of that year. He has his first England goal after coming off the bench tonight. There has been a yellow card issued here, and it may well be that the referee has dished that out. Well, I think there is some confusion over who got the yellow card, so until we can get confirmation of it, we'll have to wait for the officials to communicate it, because there was some suggestion that it was flashed in the direction of Ugarte, and obviously he's been booked before, so if that was the case, he would have been sent off, which he hasn't been because he's still in the middle of the park. Here is Palmer. Trying to pop it through the legs of Ugarte. Put out for another England corner. Well, the fourth official is telling our people that Ugarte has been booked again. We're obviously a little bit hesitant about that, because if that's the case, he should have been given a red card.
As you said earlier, it's only a friendly.
It's only a friendly, yeah. That'll go down particularly well. Yeah. Well, they could have had 2 red cards then, if that is the case, because there could have been a red card earlier in the game for the challenge on Phil Foden by Ronald Orozco. Particularly physical encounter. Palmer's delivery again. More confusion in the box. Hall trying to keep it alive. Blocked by Jimenez. And it goes out for a goal kick.
There's all sorts going on in that box at the moment. Wrestling, we've seen it in the Premier League as well. People are just holding everything.
Well, there are going to be games like this which are difficult to unlock, and this is one of the reasons why Thomas Tuchel has focused so much on set pieces this week.
And it wasn't Cole Palmer's best corner he's ever taken. It was a little bit low and flat near post, but somebody got something on it, eventually got to the far post, and Ben White just rolled it over the line. Another 5 subs coming on from Uruguay.
Here's Wharton. OK, let's have a look at an early point in the game. Well, hold on a second, because they're starting quickly here, England. Bowen. Ball out of play on this near side. It's going to be an England throw. Now, the referee says... Well, the fourth official's told us no yellow card now. Ugarte was talking to him. That looks like a yellow card to me. Now, the fourth official has said that yellow card doesn't exist now, because if it did, obviously, it'd have to have been sent off.
Is he just helping his mate out, then?
I think so.
I mean, could you get more blatant yellow card than that?
Well, we had to hesitate, because obviously it was a bit of a Graham Poll incident, that, isn't it? And Sven Jablonski is suggesting that that now hasn't taken place, so, well, there's going to be a controversial moment, isn't it? We've had 2 yellow cards for Ugarte, but no red. And we've had another raft of changes, including Emiliano Martinez, who's coming on. Ugarte now has gone off, but he's been gone off as a substitute rather than with a red card. Certainly a moment that deserves more investigation, I think. Brian Rodriguez is on as well.
I don't think it needs any more investigation. You can't get any more blatant than showing him a yellow card to the player in the same TV shot with a number 5 on his back and Ugarte written there. I mean, how clear do you want?
Alice Guaita has gone off, and Darwin Núñez is now on as well. Darwin Núñez is not playing actually in the Saudi League because his club side signed Karim Benzema in the January transfer window, and because they can only register so many foreign players, he hasn't got to play in the Saudi Pro League. He's basically kicking his heels at the moment. Can play in the Asian Champions League, and when he did do that, he did score twice. He's been thrown on with the last few moments to try and add a little bit to the chaos factor.
Graham Poll was having a nice night until you just threw me out. He spat his tea out on his sofa.
It's a very good referee, Graham. It was just the incident that came to mind after 2 yellow cards for the same player and no red.
Yeah, there's all sorts of connotations if he was to... Well, he's off now anyway, isn't he? Garte's gone off.
Yes. Well, just by a slightly more conventional route than the one maybe he should have been leaving the field from. It's, yeah, we can laugh and joke about it because it is a friendly match, but that's the kind of thing that can't happen.
Oh.
Palmer. Round the corner for Bowen. Mislura has come out and just about got there in time.
Oh, put it in the box. Keeper's out the penalty area.
Palmer. Has overhit that. And it sums up the night, really. It has been a little bit error-strewn.
Slayer just getting there. It's a good foot, isn't it? Look, he should go in the box now. His right foot. Missed opportunity there.
Jimenez. 5 minutes of added time at the end of the game. I'm not entirely sure that we've learnt as much as we were hoping to when we walked in tonight, Lee.
No, for sure. We were expecting a few performances that would stand out, and very few have.
Aimed into the box, and a problem for England here, which is poked over the top. And Ben White collides with Viñas. Viñas sees it over the bar. The referee is being appealed for a penalty.
Yeah, it was a good ball into the box and then put across. It's not, I mean, I'm asking for a penalty. Coming together, they both get there. That's not a penalty.
And he's still got a little bit of an issue, Viñas. Well, a little bit more information about the yellow card that Manuel Ugarte got. He got one earlier on in the game for a challenge. The second, apparently, according to the fourth official, was rescinded, which I don't think you can do. You cannot yet. The second yellows will be able to be checked when the World Cup starts. Maybe they've adopted the new laws of the game a little bit early, but they have changed. You can review second yellows from the start of the World Cup, but I think possibly on that occasion he might just be overlooking a bit of an error. They're looking at the possibility of a penalty here. Ben White and Viñas and their collision.
At least the yellow cards give us something to talk about.
And he is going over to have a look at the monitor to give a penalty against England here.
It looked like they both... Well, it's gone down again, the player, Viñas. It looked like they both came together at the same time. It was a bit funny about these challenges that... He's actually going to give a penalty by the look of it.
I think he is going to give a penalty. He is. He's given a penalty for Uruguay in stoppage time. Yet to have a shot on target in the game.
Let's have a look. It's one of them, we've seen a few of them given this season, haven't we? Where the challenges come just after the ball has gone towards the goal. But if that's on the halfway line, you have to say he probably would have given a free kick. So
eventful reintroduction for Ben White. And now an eventful moment for James Trafford, who did save a penalty in a under-21s final for England against Spain.
He did.
Late on in the game, in fact in stoppage time.
Well remembered.
Cole Palmer, I think, was in the team that day, as he's in the team now, and now James Trafford will have to try and do the same against Fede Valverde. It's Real Madrid against Manchester City again. It's been a very odd night, a controversial night, some odd decisions made by the referee. A late penalty for Valverde to level things, and he does. It's not the first time he's been a Manchester City goalkeeper this season. And he runs away in celebration. England concede their first goal in 290 days, and it comes from the penalty spot. Ben White scoring the goal for England that put them in front, giving away the penalty that has allowed Uruguay to equalise. And as we approach full time, it's England 1, Uruguay 1.
Well, he's gone for power with the penalty, and it's beat Trafford. I have to say, having seen it again, when you challenge for a ball in the air like that and you get there second, you're always likely to be given a foul. Certainly if it's outside the box, a referee will give a free kick. So inside the box it should be no different. At the time it looked like Ben White got something on it, but he obviously didn't.
Fede Valverde on target for Uruguay once again. Trafford has slipped here. White has tidied up. Now over on the far side. It's been a stop-start, punctuated game. Frustration for Thomas Tuchel throughout the course of the 90. England do have a bit of a problem playing Uruguay. They have a 27% win ratio against them, only a lower percentage against Brazil. They're a bit of a bogey team. Kept a clean sheet in 11 of their previous 12 matches, including the last 6 in a row before tonight, but they have been breached right at the very end. Maybe Thomas Tuchel will suggest that they could have been down to 9 men. Maybe Orocco should have been sent off for his challenge on Foden. Definitely. Maybe, well, quite possibly Ugarte should have been sent off for 2 yellow cards.
Well, definitely as well. There should have been 9 men.
So Thomas Tuchel will be unhappy. Ball into the box, header down, a chance for Valverde, blocked by Maguire, back in the box from Varela, comes all the way through, still not clear from England, eventually they scramble it away.
Well, it was a great block from Harry Maguire, it really was, he threw himself at it.
In again, Darwin Núñez trying to cause chaos. England have the ball in hands. We played nearly 7 of the 5 added minutes that were expected. Paul's given the ball away, Varela on the charge. All of a sudden we've got a bit of football breaking out right at the very end of the game. Aiming towards Núñez, looks to bring it down, hooks it on, a touch from Viñas to try and take it down. Pelistri was in there as well, trying to take it over the top of Maguire. And there is the full-time whistle. Well, Thomas Tuchel wanted to create competition, see who could embrace the pressure of a high-level sport. Ben White came off the bench, not universally acclaimed by the supporters inside the stadium, scored the goal that put England in front, and then gave away the penalty which led to the equaliser from Federico Valverde right at the very end after a VAR check. There's lots to talk about with 2 yellow cards for Ugarte but no red, and the possible red card that should have gone to Orocco. England have become